So I'm out here on the first launching slash voyage of the treadmill out here at the gym. I'm not really, I mean, I brought a rod and reel, but I'm more or less just making adjustments on this thing. It's a Pelican Catch 130 HD, which stands for high drive. And let's see if we can, here it is, the high drive. And if that looks familiar to you, ignore the talons, please. If that looks familiar to you, it's because the patent on the Mirage Drive that Hobie invented and perfected ran out. The patent ran out, so other companies are now duplicating the first version of the Mirage Drive, which I had on my Hobie Outback a while ago. I had an Outback Sport, and that was some years ago before I moved to Puerto Rico. This is nice. I like this. This is a lot cheaper than the Hobie. This is Pelican. Those are the people that basically invented those little paddle boats you see on all those leisure lakes and stuff. You know, that fit like 4 or 5 people and you just pedal. Well, they took the concept of the Mirage Drive and tweaked it. So now it's like the High Drive, H-Y-D-R-I-V-E. There's a couple other companies that have different versions with different names of the same type of drive. It's really nice to pedal. It's got some amenities, not a crap ton of stuff. I'm not a hatch person, so I don't need a million hatches. I just need the one dry hatch to keep my car keys in. We've got the bungees up front here. You've got Scotty mounts for fishing stuff. There's a paddle keeper on the side here. I'll show you that later. The drive well, you've got a rubberized kind of bottom plate. The seat that I'm sitting in kind of flips up if you want to stand up, and that helps you get some good grip. It's got a 34-inch beam. That's the width, and it's about 13 feet long, which is the longest kayak I've ever owned. It's breezy today. I mean, you can see that it's, you know, but it's not real windy, and it's kind of like effortless to just, you know, pedal along. They're push pedals because underneath are the fins that act, I guess, like penguin fins that go back and forth and whatnot. Look behind me there. Got another well back there, the dolly that I bought to move it around. There's a rudder back there that flips up, and another little well. Don't need a whole lot of scupper holes in this thing. There's one in the back because the drive well itself is like one big scupper hole. So there's that. The rudder has this neat feature where if you hit something with it, if you're going in forward motion and you brush into some weeds or whatever, or low bottom, it's very loose. It pops back, it goes back up. It's on a spring, so you don't get hung up on anything. And the pedal drive has very low draft. So if you get in really shallow water, you can push one foot all the way forward and pull the other one all the way back. And the fins actually come up under the boat to where they almost fold flat against the boat. So it gives you a really good draft for when you're landing. Now, what I would probably do is, if I were going to like land the thing, I'd probably pull the drive out a little ways out and then just paddle in, because that works too. I'll be doing a little bit more of a walkthrough once I get it, you know, landed and everything, and I get it up to the near where the car is, I guess. This is pretty neat. I mean, it reminds me a lot of my Mirage Outback, and this is my first time in a pedal kayak in the inshore. I used to use the Outback Mirage Outback thing only in lakes, ponds, that kind of stuff. Yeah, just some of the scenery from the inshore. It'd be really cool if some dolphins came up right about now, wouldn't it? That's not gonna happen. I mean, they do, just they're not right now. The rudder control is located on my left hand, down over here. Well, I'm facing so. but it's just like a little knob that you turn back and side to side rather. And it's controlled by these cables. The tension is controlled by cables, and lieutenant cables controlled by cables. Okay, look it up. Get off the video games. Read a book. Anyway, this is I'm having fun out here. I mean, I'm going to be using this a lot. This is going to be my new kayak for lakes and out here in the inshore. There's a family over there. I'm going to see if I can get a shot of them. Where are they? There they are. They're over there fishing one of the docks that's like right next to the school's property, and they're catching catfish like they're free. They're tourists, so they're really happy about catching anything. It's kind of awesome. It's kind of hard to notice when I'm turning. Oh, look at that. There's a school over there. Oh, hi, seagull above my head. You poop on me, I'll kill your kids. Okay, as promised, some of the other stuff. There's the Mirage Drive, or the High Drive, which is the duplicate of the Mirage Drive. It's got the front bungees. There's the treadmill. And so I can say I spend time on the treadmill. There's a side bungee. That's a ripper and scale. There's the rudder control, the seat, which by the way comes out. You can use it as a beach seat. Paddle keeper. 3 rod holders pointing backward, and that one actually points forward, which is very convenient when switching lures or landing a fish or whatever. Some handles in the back, and the rudder control for up and down is over on that side. It's that bungee. Another bungee area. There's the dolly. You just kind of throw it in the back. I mean, there's ways you can take it apart and make it flatter, but you know, it's whatever. So that's it. That's the Pelican Catch 130 High Drive. They retail for about $14.99. About $1,500. You know, the dolly is extra, the paddle is extra, but it's still a lot cheaper than the Hobie versions of the similar drive. I should also say that this model, as far as extras and attachments go, is somewhere in between the Outback Mirage and the Pro Angler. It doesn't have as much stuff as the Pro Angler, but it's got more stuff, I think, than the Outback. There are spaces here where you can add more hatches. There's one there, and there was another one somewhere. I think it's back here. Yeah, it's back here under that. There is actually one dry hatch. You can add more. You can cut those out. I'm not a hatch person. I don't need it. So it am what it am. But that's it. It's a pretty nice kayak for $1,500. If you're concerned about it being a welded kayak, don't be, because Pelican has got this down to a science. It's not roto-molded like the Hobies and some of the other ones, but it is welded. But that weld is like a curled-in pressure something or other, really tight weld that's probably more sturdy than any other part of the kayak itself. Look it up. Okay, there's science behind this. Real science. It blinded me with science. Now for the other stuff, the more review-like stuff. It tracks really well. It's relatively light. I would recommend that you have roof bars and not foam blocks if you're going to put it on your roof. Trailers always work. It's easy to manage, depending on how much you're used to, moving a kayak to and from a roof situation. Once you get the pedals adjusted, which took me a minute because they're independently adjusted. There's an adjustment actually. I'm not going to go through it because you can go online and see all that stuff on the Pelican website. But once you get them adjusted to your specific length of your legs and whatnot, then it's fine. You don't have to have a full pull stroke. You can push and pull more shallow. I think if you try to pedal really hard, I think you're actually fighting against yourself because you're not really allowing the fins to grab the water and move you through. That's just my own opinion. Again, not a scientist, but just from having had this out here. The seat is really comfortable. It is one position. I'm going to take that back. It is actually two position. It is one position seated, and then when you take the seat off, you can flip the butt part of the seat up and use it more for a standing kayak. Those are the deck pads that I talked about. You notice they're not very far in, but they go way under the seat, and I didn't know why that was until he showed me where you can flip the seat up. And here, I'll do it real quick. Just take this off. Okay, you could flip the seat back like that, and then you've got all that standing area. There's another scupper hole. So I lied. There's actually 3 scupper holes. There's one in the back well, one under the seat, and then the drive well is actually a big scupper hole. You can adjust the seat back using these here on either side. There's a strap and a clamp that holds the seat down. It also wraps around the bar in the back. It's a nice little piece. It's a nice little piece. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. Going here or there. So this is it. This is the last one. I won't be buying any more kayaks. This is the one I want. Okay, so science.